some positive vibes. Life's more fun, so go with the day. Let the sunlight in, brighten up your day.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Positive Vibes. I'm your host, not Slim One, and joining with me today, we're just fucking co-hosting it up with my main man, the Iceman.
How's it going, bud?
It's fucking going, bud.
Yeah.
It's like 9 o'clock on a Saturday night.
It's hot here.
It's a little bit warm. Oh, you know what? Let's turn the fan off.
We do it. You're right.
That's okay. At least we caught it early, didn't we?
Yeah, no kidding. It just becomes white noise. You don't notice it.
Yeah. But yeah, it is a bit warm.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's it. It's just really fucking warm in here
Hot day today, yeah.
But other than that, man, did I ever have a productive day. I went to the shop last night at midnight. I got the fucking brakes fixed for the camper, and like ice. When I'm telling you I got them fixed, Dan took the wheel off. He went right to the brakes. He had this chemical, this aerosol called Clean Flow, and he just sprayed it, and it was like a strong aerosol with a cleaning agent in it, and just that was enough to strip the grime off these brakes.
Really?
Yeah, it was like,
shit.
I was just amazed. I felt so good about it. He lubed every brake, and then he took out the bearings, cleaned all the old dirt and grease off them, and put brand new grease on them. I went in there at midnight. Pardon me?
He put some time into that.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I went in there at midnight, and I didn't get out of there until we didn't get out of the garage until maybe 3:45.
Wow.
But he killed it. I'm so satisfied with the job that he did. Like, if I had to pay for a job like that, labor's $70 an hour, and it's probably more because it's a special RV. Right?
Yeah, no kidding.
So like $250 just for labor. He was able to manage to find an electromagnet for me, a set of electromagnets. So the one that was broken isn't fucking. It's like the strongest one now.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, man. And he found out that there was like a short in the axles where the wiring was in the axle. I think that's what he said. I was kind of tired. I'll have to watch the tape and see, but I think there was a short in the wire near the axle. So he just cut all that cancer out, rewired every fucking... dude, it's so mint. He put the brake controller in for me. Everything's clat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Fuck, he went to town for you.
Oh, I'm so appreciative of that. Like,
So
stoked. Like, he could have just wired the brakes.
Yeah.
And let me go. And said, okay, you're only running with one axle. Which when I went there, that's what I thought it was going to happen going into it. Which I was very much satisfied with. Because at least one axle is slowing down the camper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no kidding.
But now everything's functioning so well. We put the brake controller in, and then I asked him if he should, if he can help me mount the brake controller. But he said, don't even worry about it. Just flop the brake controller on the center console, drive there. It's a 6 hour, 6 hours all in to get there, and then when you get home, just unplug it from under the dash and store it, because you're not pulling the camper every day. You don't need a brake controller permanently mounted under the dash.
And when you do go to pull it, you just plug it back in.
Plug it right back in, and guess what?
And
Good to go. It's so awesome. Anyway, fucking 5 minutes later, smoking some fucking reefer on the show today. It's the Cookies Kush, bro. It's the best weed in the entire world. You've never had any other better weed in your life. I'm so high on it right now. It's amazing.
It won the High Times Cannabis Cup and only got beat out three years in a row by other ones.
It's not that kind of weed.
No, it's just some kind of weed.
Just some gifted weed from a Can-Do member that I know that refuses to come and be on the show.
Why don't you ever rip off that little paper end there? You just let it burn.
It's like less gas needed. The paper helps light the joint.
I really don't think it matters.
Science, bud.
Science. I believe in science.
Did you just roll your eyes at me and say science?
I seriously did, because that's not science. That's just your opinion, I guess. Yeah, it's more opinion. I don't think you need the extra.
I didn't just get the brakes done last night. I went off for 5 minutes just now about that shit. But the fact of the matter is that after I got the brakes done, I was like, fuck backing into the fucking driveway at my place. It's like 4:30 in the morning on Saturday morning, and I just pull right into my mom's yard, just park the camper right on the grass, lock up the truck, crawl in the camper, pass out for a couple hours.
So what, you blocked off her driveway?
yeah, I just parked right behind
awesome.
her.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And
did she wake you up?
Pardon me?
No, she sleeps in.
I saw her at like 8:30 this morning when I woke up and went in her house to get something to drink. But she said she saw me out there at 5:30 and she didn't know what was going on, but she saw the truck, so she was like, whatever. But whatever transitions to after I ate some food at my mom's house and talked to her about what time she saw me there in the morning, I filled the fucking tank with water.
Oh, yeah.
I got the water tank full. The water's a little bit pink, but it shouldn't matter because
you're not drinking it and it's pet safe.
Yeah, exactly. And it's only for flushing shits.
That's right. Got nothing to worry about.
One thing I find about doing dabs all the time and then going back to smoking joints, which I'm smoking joints today. Look how fucking hot I am right now.
I know.
You know what?
Let's
just open this blind behind you and
yeah,
just let the air pass through, okay?
Might as well.
Anyway, the problem with the joints is that I'm so used to doing dabs so intermittently that oh careful, bud.
We're good.
You all right?
Oh yeah, we're good. Little vertigo.
Careful. Anyway, I was saying the thing about the joints is that I smoke dabs so intermittently. I gotta fucking constantly haul on this to keep it lit.
And so much carcinogens in that compared to a couple of dabs.
Yeah, that's right. So then so I filled the water tank and there was antifreeze in it, but fuck it, because I'm only flushing shits. And this is how we filled the tank, because I'm talking about all this on this show, but I already showed it on Monday's video, on this.
Oh yeah, on the Not Slim.
Right, on the Not Slim one that played previous to this episode. I've already taught. That's the whole video.
So for those of you who didn't watch that video, you can go back and watch it now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you won't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, anyway, I'll just keep talking about it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So I filled the tank. It's a little bit pink, but I'm only flushing shits. And the tube is the tube that goes from the fill hole. I don't know what the proper terminology is to use it. But the hole, there's a cap on the camper and you open it that exposes a hole that goes into a tube, and that tube goes to my water tank. Yeah. That tube, I also believe that this is incorrect terminology, but the tube is corrugated. And if it's not corrugated, it's got spiral bumps and they're raised, and the tube is not smooth. That is the point that I'm making.
Kind of like a vacuum hose.
Like a vacuum hose, exactly.
Yeah.
But more spirals.
More spirals, yeah.
So, what ended up happening, I went to my dad's today and I asked him if he had a solution. The fucking guy, he's got an old garden hose that he was going to throw away. And it was the perfect fucking fit. Just a regular garden hose with the end cut off of it. I just fucking sunk it right into the thing until I knew that it was poking in the tank for sure. I filled the tank up in the camper in like 5 minutes. And it was drip free. Last year, I got a fucking aluminum rod sticking in it. Like, not like a rod, it was like a telescopic rod for my car washing brush.
Yeah.
And I had that sticking in it, and all the water's fucking backing out because the thing is... I was fucked last year, and now this year, I'm really good. As far as getting the water into the tank is concerned, distributing the water around the different faucets in the camper is working well.
You lost a little bit of water today.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
You gotta refill that. You lost quite a bit of water, it looks like.
Yeah, I know, because that was sitting like right at, you know how like you can't fill it anymore because now it's hitting the top. Yeah. I had it right at the line, like at max capacity.
Right on.
So, yeah, yeah. So, and that was at max capacity after the thing was filled. No, that's not true because I had turned the pump on. Excuse me. Anyway, I put the water in the tank and I'm driving away and I go to this guy's house that's living down the road from my parents' place, and he's got an old camper similar to mine that he's scrapping, and they wanted the hot water plug because mine is all fucked up and it's fucked, and then his is not. It's got the knob onto it that you can get a grip.
Turn, yeah.
Right? So I went out there to get that, and then I ended up couldn't get it off. This weed is fucking with my speech right now. But if I may repeat myself, I went there to get that part, and it was like corroded into it was threaded in, but it was corroded in, so I couldn't get it out by hand.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck it. But before I went over there to get that part, I was like, oh, I'll just replace it with my broken one, because he's going to scrap the camper, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm like, oh, I'll just replace it for you. And he's like, yeah, sure. So I open I'm pumping water into the lines today, and I'm like, why is the pump taking, like, usually it just takes a couple seconds for the lines to prime, like, pressurize or whatever, and we're good to go. But this was like pumping and pumping and clicking, and it was like super weird, and I'm like, well, it's the first run, let's just see what happens. And then, so anyway, back to going to getting this fucking cap, the plug. I go to take mine off, and I'm parked across the road from Buddy's place, and I take my little tit out of it, and the water goes like it shoots like across the street. It was like, it's just water, but it was like a foot away from hitting Buddy's truck or whatever, his vehicle. Just water, but still, still. But I didn't expect that to happen, right? So that tank was under some fucking pressure. I put, whoosh, it was so funny. And then, so I went and I did that cap shit, and I came back unsuccessful, and my tank, my hot water tank, was still fucking flushing out water. I'm like, oh, that's fucked. Like it depressurized real fast.
I bet
and
it did, yeah.
It was pretty crazy to be a part of. Fucking spraying water.
Oh, the cap. Did you keep the cap in your hand?
When I unscrewed it, yeah.
Okay,
I didn't lose it.
Maybe it went flying too.
No, I had it good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I went back and it was still flushing out water. I'm like, there's no way that it's going to trickle this. And then I hear this buzzing, and I go inside, and the pump is on, and the pump is fucking pushing water to the tank, but the cap is off. So I filled the tank today in like 5 minutes, but I lost like half the water because I didn't.
Close to half.
And the reason that the pump was pumping so long initially was because it was building up it was filling the reservoir for the hot water tank.
Exactly, yeah. Fuck.
So it's a quick fill, and I got that easy hose now, so I'm not worried about it. It was fucked last year when I was trying to do it, so I'm glad that I found a simple solution. And then I came home and I cleaned the carport, and that took a couple of hours, man, but fuck, 13 bags of trash?
Yeah, they're all piled up along there, eh?
I don't know why I'm talking so much about my day today. Why are we still...
I don't know. It just went on.
Sorry, fucking 13 minutes about what I did today. Let's talk about something else. What do you got going on, bud?
Oh, not a whole lot, really. Fucking work. Yeah. Wait for you to go to the gathering.
I know, the gathering, yeah. The gathering is so much... It's so consuming
it really
that
is.
It's sucking you in, and you're not even fucking going, nor do you have any desire or interest to want to go.
Nope. No, I'm just an introvert.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Sit at home.
I was asking Ice why he doesn't want to go to the gathering, and he's all talking about how he's like introverted and a private person, and I asked him if it was... I'm like, dude, he told me that today, he said that we went to Weird Al. I've been to a lot of Insane Clown Posse concerts. Have you been to a lot of concerts as younger?
No,
you didn't do it.
That was my third concert.
Okay, so have you ever been in a mosh pit or anything?
No.
Okay, so like I've been to a lot of ICP not a lot, but since I've started going, I've dramatically increased the amount of Psychopathic Records concerts I've been attending. I've been in mosh pits and outside of them. I've stood behind and sat in seats, but like Weird Al Yankovic was it was a sit-down show. Like we sat the whole time. Even when people go... Did you, like a Canadian citizen, when people stood up, you stood up because everybody was standing up. So it's like, okay,
I didn't want to.
I'll join in the camaraderie of standing up with everybody else at a public event. But then, like, did you feel weird, like you needed to sit down because the people behind you were blocking them? And, like, not because you're introverted, but because it's, like, rude. You're being rude and you're Canadian. You're like, oh, man, these people can't see behind me, right?
But if I sit down, now I can't see you.
That was a pretty tame concert, Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, it was.
And you were saying that your introvertedness was, like, getting you?
It got me a bit. Oh, yeah. It gets me a little bit.
But was it when we were sitting in the seats or only like the ins and outs with all the people?
In the seats, I had only mildly, I will say, because, you know, I had the concert going on. It was a great show, and I really enjoyed that. I got into that. But when I was sitting in the seats, yeah, before the concert started. And then when we went to leave and everybody stood up and started crowding to the door, oh, fuck, buddy.
You felt weird before
like
the show started and the lights were on and you were sitting down?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, just because, whoa.
But I'm so glad you put the fucking cap on that thing.
No kidding. But no, all the people around me, just the thought of everybody, I don't know, I don't like crowds. I don't like lots of noise.
I'm a pretty confident, outgoing kind of guy. I know what I want, I go and get it.
Yeah.
Maybe I can try to get you out of your comfort zone. Eh? Crack your fucking introverted shell.
I don't see it happen. I'm a happy introvert.
Do you think that Do you think that I can convince you to go to an Insane Clown Posse concert if we sit upstairs in the balcony, no mosh pits, no standing, no fucking soda pop is gonna touch you, and you get to see the whole stage and just watch an Insane Clown Posse show and see what it's all about?
I love
Have you watched some of the Juggalo Day footage that I took when I sat in the balcony?
Yeah, we sat.
I want you to experience it that way. Would you go to an ICP show, but you don't like loud noise?
I don't like a lot of loud noise.
But would you
take a step out? How am I going to enjoy? I mean, I don't like the music. I don't mind their music. They do have some good stuff, but I don't. It's not something that I just have to go and listen to. Mind you, I'm like that with any kind of concert, any kind of music. Weird Al, that was an awesome thing to do because it was Weird Al.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
we're all getting older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen him, so you had to, and he's in Windsor. Like, you had to go to that one for sure. Man.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
I'm so glad I got my passport and going to the States a lot now and see a lot of shows that come to Michigan.
Yeah.
That's really fucking cool.
See, my first concert,
so can we go, instead of a concert, can we go to, like, a comedy show?
I could probably do something like that, no problem. Yeah, that's not bad.
Take you to fucking see, like, Tom Segura or Brian Redband or something? Some Death Squad stuff?
Somebody. Funny.
Do you know any funny comedians that you like to listen? No, you're too introverted to listen to spoken words. You can't even hear people talk.
No, that's not true.
All right, then we're making progress.
I know all the old school comedians that aren't really around anymore.
Like who?
Like the dead ones, George Carlin. The good ones.
But you've been using like the pluralization of one, but you only said George Carlin.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I was also going to add Bill Cosby, but you know he's really in the limelight now. I just
comedy was pretty funny back in the day when I was 13 years old. I got my first CD player, and the first 2 CDs that I got gifted to me when I was 13 was the Beavis and Butthead Experience.
Yeah.
A great introduction to fucking rock and roll and rap music at that time when you're only listening to one CD at a time. And I got a CD of Bill Cosby spoken comedy. It was a Vegas set that he was doing, I think. And I also remember owning the tape cassette of the same show, but the tape cassette was uncensored. And I memorized like all those things. My brother Russell, he thought he was smart, but he was really dumb because
you memorized
Russell
a lot
didn't
of
know
shit.
how tough Dad really was. You know what I mean? He's telling the joke about how fucking Russell, his brother Russell, was laughing at his dad. Well, I don't want to spoil it. Well, it's a fucking 80-year-old Bill Cosby joke. He's like, he didn't know how tough Dad really was. The joke, anyway, I can't remember verbatim now, but it was Russell was laughing at his dad, and the dad was like, basically, shut up or I'll smack your face off. And Russell kept laughing, and Russell didn't know how tough Dad really was. So Dad reached across the table and slapped Russell and knocked his face off.
Okay, I do remember
Now,
that one.
clean up. His eyes and his mouth were on the floor. His head was going. But remember the joke? So like, and I just memorized those. You know what I mean?
I used to, but I've kind of lost.
But
my
now,
interest
like, I
in
don't
it.
fucking whatever. Bill Cosby's my first CD. You listen to him on repeat when you're young. It's nostalgia. It was a different
I think
age.
He was probably the first comedian I listened to on cassette tape.
Mhm.
I didn't want to say that, but
Because cassettes ain't shit. It's not that old. It's just not used.
But then George Carlin, Richard Pryor. He was always a good one.
You know, I never
Eddie
got
Murphy.
into like. Well, no, that's not true. No, I won't finish that sentence.
Just leave it.
I was gonna say something, but I
It
changed my
was
mind.
untrue, so leave it. I understand.
I never got too much into Richard Pryor. George Carlin definitely was like a comedic talent. He was really smart. He was really well.
When he got older, near the end,
It's just
I
preaching.
didn't-
It's just preachy and not
yeah,
funny.
I didn't really
and it's
like
the
a lot
same
of the
shit.
stuff he had. No,
You know what I
His
did?
early years were fucking genius.
Mm-hmm. You know, I fucking one day watched every single Carlin HBO in one day, and it like that became redundant. Like
Yeah.
there was a lot of jokes. There was a lot of jokes that he did. Not only were they like he did the same opener in a couple. Like I'm not chastising him or anything right now. I'm just saying I watched all of them in one day, and what I noticed was that in a lot of them he would open verbatim with the same joke.
Really?
Yeah, or like, and then maybe like a couple specials later, he would open with the same joke, but it would be with like updated topics. Whatever, I'm not chastising him. You know who is somebody that you don't know that I enjoy? Dimitri Martin. He's not like so much telling jokes funny, but like he wrote like the world's longest palindrome.
Really?
Yeah, it was like really. I fucking unplugged the internet, but it's like almost 200 words.
Yeah.
Maybe
Holy shit.
maybe a little bit less than that.
Holy shit.
But yeah, reads same forward as it does backward, and it's not unintelligible.
No.
I like the Death Squad comedy, like Brian Redden, Joe Rogan. He's
Okay,
not on.
Joe
Joe
Rogan,
Rogan's
but-
not on Death Squad, but he has a podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience. You don't listen to a lot of podcasts
No.
either, because you're always.
But I've listened to that
fucking
one
busy.
here.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy that did it with him for a while. He still does it a little bit. His name's Brian Redband. He's really funny. He is the creator of Death Squad Network, and it's just a network of podcasts that he does sometimes with his friends,
Yeah.
whatever. I like that. They're really funny. Tom Segura, Christina Pazitsky. I went and saw Tommy Buns in fucking Pontiac with Maddie there. You remember when I went to see Tommy Segura?
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome. I listen to your Mom's House podcast every week. I love your Mom's House podcast. I was really fucking bummed out because they used to do 2 short podcasts a week, and now they do 1 long one. Like the long format, I'm not. It's sometimes I have a hard time paying attention for an hour, but I'll listen to the same podcast 2 or 3 times if I want to catch all the jokes. They're really funny. Fart jokes and just like they do a lot of funny stuff. It's
Yeah.
really anyway, whatever.
I mean, I enjoy the old fart jokes and all that. There's always funny, but I really enjoy clever humor, intelligent humor more than anything.
What is funnier to you, a fart joke or a sex joke?
A fart joke.
Me too. I like
Yeah.
farts.
Farts are funny. It doesn't matter how you
Like
play
3.5
it.
Men.
A fart is
I
funny.
don't like that. I don't like jokes. I don't like
Yeah,
sex
it-
jokes.
it-
I don't like when it's blatantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what
2.5
else I
Men
don't
is
like?
the greatest example that I can give of that.
I don't enjoy a lot of self-deprecating humor.
Like, give me an example.
Like, fuck, what's the name of that show? Mike and Molly? Is that a
The
show?
Fat People.
Yeah, the fat people. Because, I mean, the show is all about them being fat and then
Right.
making them fun of themselves, people making... I don't like that kind of humor. I like a variety of humor, like Seinfeld. Seinfeld was a good show because it had a variety of everything.
Yeah.
And it was fun humor.
I never got into it, but it is a good show.
Oh, it is
I
an
never even got
excellent
into it, and I have favorite episodes of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I like the one, you know, Kramer was a really funny character on Seinfeld, man. Remember when he had the hot tub, and he had this mental alarm clock, and he's like, "It's flawless, Jerry." He's just fucking
Yeah.
So, and then he's like, all right, so fucking Jerry reluctantly puts his faith in it to keep the story going.
Yeah.
And then, oh my goodness, excuse me. Fucking Kramer falls asleep in the hot tub, and his body gets cold, it fucks up his thing, and then he's asleep. Oh, God.
Yeah.
That was a really funny one.
It's a good show. There's a lot of funny ones.
Yeah.
That was a clever show.
25 minutes, Ice.
Wow.
It's been I talked for like fucking 10 minutes about what
Yeah.
I did today, though.
Pretty
so.
close to 10 minutes, yeah.
Well, you know, I hope that we can fucking work on you being an introvert.
I don't think we need to.
No, we do. We got to get you out more in public so that it's more comfortable for you.
But I don't think it's important.
You hate, yeah, well, you know. You know what? Can I ask you to do something?
You can ask. I can't stop you from asking anything.
Okay. Let's get into ice advice.
Is that what you want to ask me?
Yeah, I want to ask you, because you didn't have really any advice this week. We were talking about it
Yeah.
before the show. Okay, so let me ask you a question. I need some advice. What can I do for you to help you become less introverted slowly so that it's at an acceptable rate, but that we're like achieving some kind of goal where we're changing your personality type? Whether you want to do it or not, I need to do it.
We've been doing it.
Making movies?
Making movies.
Making movies is pretty fucking
That's
sick.
actually one of the reasons that I really got into doing this, actually, was to kind of break my introvertedness. I don't know, introvertism, if there's a word. But I started that, I mean, and I've, you know, been hanging out with more people while I'm here and stuff. But as you can probably tell, the more people in the room, the more agitated I get, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure you can say that.
Sometimes you firmly, you politely, but firmly state your opinion, which can sometimes be interpreted as like you sound like a fucking asshole right now.
Yeah. Oh no, I know I do. And I'll admit I can be an asshole.
But do you use that cadence on purpose because you're acting like an
No,
asshole, or do you think that you're delivering
I'm
it in a manner that is acceptable, but other people hear it differently?
No, I know, because I'm at that point where I'm just tired of what you're fucking saying to me, so I'm like, fuck off.
Alright.
Yeah, no, seriously it is. But no, like, that's one of the reasons why I've started to do these. Other than that, it is fun. We have a fucking great time doing all this.
Hang out every weekend.
That's right.
That's great.
And, I don't know, I guess just let's keep doing this, and hopefully it'll... I guess hopefully to you, to me it doesn't matter. I'm happy. I'm a happy introvert. I enjoy my time at home. I sit at home all week long, watch TV, cuddle with my dog. I shouldn't have said that. But you know, I'm with my kid. She's home most of the week with me. We got her soccer that we do 2 or 3 times a week, and other than that, I'm happy sitting at home. Then on the weekend, I come out here and we have a good time, shoot some movies.
Yeah, we do.
Get around the gang, yeah.
What did you do before we started making movies? You just came here and hung out with me, and we didn't do jack shit. We just watched Reddit videos.
Yeah, Reddit videos. That was basically it for hours. Sometimes we play some video games, but usually we'd, Reddit.
Reddit videos. I'm like, dude, I could do this. I could fucking do this. Hey?
Yep.
And now look at us.
And you know, you're saying that, it reminds me of that one guy that built the friggin', the little cabin by hand.
Oh yeah, that
guy,
fucking, that, I wish I knew his name right now. That's awesome, dude.
That was amazing, and he built the mud hut too. Oh
I wish I knew his channel name so I could shout it out right now. But yeah, pretty popular video. Those videos went viral like this week. I subscribed and I checked his channel, and each video has at least a minimum of 175,000 views, and that one, most of them in the low or mid 200,000s. And that one that you're talking about where he built the hut, I don't know the proper name for the hut either.
Yeah.
But I think it was at like 3 million views.
Holy shit.
That guy's fucking kaboom.
But yeah, you know, it's funny I bring him up though, because I was thinking about him the one day and my introvertedness, and I thought to myself, that fucking guy, he's probably an introvert. I mean, if he's going out and doing this, he doesn't like to be around people either.
Are you gonna fucking build one of those things?
No, I couldn't fucking do, I couldn't have cut down that first tree. I couldn't make the damn axe. He made his own axe.
Out of a rock? It's like real life Minecraft, eh?
Yeah. That's insane. I would have given up friggin' after 5 strikes.
Are we still... Well, wait. So the conclusion to ice advice is what? Have we reached one?
I guess we haven't really reached a conclusion.
Kind of got a little bit askew, I
yeah.
think. But we kind of, you know, he might be an introvert. It relates to what we were saying.
Yeah.
other than making the movies, because we've been doing this for 9 months now, so whether that's great that it helps you feel less introverted that we're making the movies, but we have been doing this for a long time. So I think that it's time to develop a plan that we can engage that is like
but you
baby step.
You feel it's something that needs to be fixed.
I don't think that it needs to be fixed. It's just I want to fucking get you.
I know you do.
I want you to be me, Ice. That's what I want. And what I mean by that is I want you to get your weed card. I want you to smoke weed with me. I want you to fucking... You already got your passport. I just want you to come to America with me and fucking party. And just like, whatever, bro. Oh, we're going to go see... Iceman likes Smashing Pumpkins.
I don't...
Doesn't like Marilyn Manson.
I enjoy Marilyn Manson too.
Smashing Pumpkins, Marilyn Manson, DTE. We don't even have to sit close to the stage. The DTE Music Theater, do you know what it is? No, you probably haven't.
It's an outdoor theater, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like exactly.
On a hill.
Right. The inside, all Cascade seats, a lot of seats, and then there's like a paved walkway, and then there's the grassed area that is like an elevated hill. He goes, let's go see them. Maybe. I'm kind of broke in August.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm sure that's got to be a pretty expensive one.
I don't know. Like, it's probably only going to be like, for the hill, it's probably only going to be like $20, maybe
so,
25,
yeah.
$30 max to sit on the ground on a hill. But, you know, that would be a fucking cool one to go to.
Depends on how greedy they are for this tour.
Alright, so how about this then? The conclusion of Ice Advice is that your advice to me, I'm just going to be you, this is your advice to me.
Okay.
To help even though it's not a problem for you.
This is his way of still trying to fix me.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that you're broken. That implies that something is wrong.
Yeah.
I just want to see if I can get you to try to come out and have more crazy experiences with me instead of just sitting in this hot fucking bedroom, drinking beer and eating whipped cream.
But we like to
I love doing it,
but
I have to downplay what we do a little bit to try to make what's outside of here more appealing.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, okay, so your Ice Advice this week to me is this. You will go to Smashing Pumpkins, Marilyn Manson.
Ice Advice.
Do you want me to do the thing again?
You might as well.
It's already been down here for the whole time. Okay, is this okay advice to give me? You'll go to Smashing Pumpkins, Marilyn Manson on the hill. If the tickets are $25 or less, and I also can afford it, and I'll do all the driving, I'll do everything. All you have to do is buy your ticket. And
I don't feel that was advice per se, as it was more a suggestive thought.
It's good advice. All right, I need some advice on what I can do to try to get you out of the house, even though you don't want to. Is there anything, even though you don't want to, is there anything I can do to get you out of the house?
No. Seriously, brother, I really don't see it. I'm an introvert. Ask anybody, any introvert. Leave a comment down here. Let them know. You're an introvert. You're happy, right? That's the way, it's a good way to live.
I stay inside all week at
peaceful.
work. Hey, I also stay inside all week at work. And then on the weekends, I'm mostly here. But I do like to get the fuck... I don't to leave the country.
I don't feel the need to do much.
I like to use the words, I'm leaving the country to go fucking party. That's awesome.
Yeah, it does sound awesome.
Yeah, when people like to hear that shit. Oh, wow.
But you know, honestly,
Fancy.
you know, we mentioned this earlier today.
Ice.
We mentioned this earlier today. We were talking about when we started partying, basically, and you said you were a late bloomer. What age?
The first time I smoked pot, which is the first drug I tried, I was 1999. I was a senior in high school.
Wow, that was the year my daughter was born.
I graduated in 2000.
Was pot before alcohol?
Oh, maybe I had some experiences with alcohol.
Actual drunkenness.
It's really kind of hard for me to remember that right now. I remember the first time that I had my heaviest marijuana and alcohol-infused party, which was also subsequently one of the first times that I smoked pot. That's the weed day for me.
Yeah. And were you, like, immediately hard into partying, always fucking having fun?
No, after the first time I smoked pot, I maybe only smoked pot like 2 or 3 times for the first year since my initial ingestion.
Yeah.
And then after the second year, I kind of smartened up and I started getting high every day.
Sorry, no, I like that. So, around 17, you were smoking pot regularly, but what about like hard party, like going out and fucking partying all?
Oh, I started doing that in my early 20s, 20, 21, 22, 23, when I was living in Quebec, and when I lived in Windsor for a little bit before I shot up out of the province.
I started drinking, smoking pot, and smoking cigarettes all before I turned 13. And I was a hard partying teen pretty much from 13 on. And I didn't stop, because we've talked about, okay, I haven't drank in 20 years.
Iceman,
it's been...
Iceman, let me interrupt you for just a moment, if you don't mind, please. I like to keep the episode short. We're running for 35 minutes. For the first time ever, let's continue a conversation until next week.
All right, let's do
Okay?
that.
And then let's break the fourth wall and say, I'm just going to turn the cameras off and turn them back on, and then we're going to shoot our Gathering of the Juggalos episode. So I hope that you like this episode this week. Stay tuned next Wednesday at 10 p.m. when we release an all-new episode of Positive Vibes. It's going to be the episode that we release while I'll be fucking... What were we just talking about? Getting fucked up?
Yeah.
Crazy fucked up at the
boy.
Gathering of the Juggalos 2015 in Thornville, Ohio. And that's it. So thanks for watching this episode. We'll catch you next week. Me, your host, Not Slim One, and of course my co-host, as always, the Iceman.
That's me. Peace, brother.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Peace.